Hey everybody, this is Nicholas. I'm just doing some apples and hitting them up. These are wild New England, kind of gnarly. We're going to turn this into a cider, or actually a Cyser, and Pyment. We're going to mix it with wine grapes too, because we don't have too many sugar-bearing fruits this year in our mini orchard. So I was cutting up these apples and I was thinking about the story, the Irish legend of Balors' son, who I think just goes by the name of Balors' son. Balor is the ancient enemy and evil sorcerer king of the Tuatha de Danna, the people of Danna, the great goddess Danna, who live and reside in Ireland for, a few hundred or 1,000 years or something like that, depending on who you ask. And now they are proposed to have come from outer space. And then also, the ancient legends of them tell that their ships landing on a mountaintop. And those are the oldest stories of Ireland, pretty much. Their ships landed on mountains. And the beings, the Tuatha De Danann, are demigods, right? They're like Elohim. They're earth shapers, and they're friends and family, shapeshifters, elemental beings. Right? Generally, they're made up of goodness. They're people who are good at heart, and they value poetry, agriculture, beauty, honor, and right, they have to battle for Ireland, and they're told to go there by the whispering of the earth. Ireland herself calls them to her, and they dream of her and hear her song, and decide to go and save Ireland from what would otherwise be pirates and kind of like grisly giants, perhaps, depending on who you ask. Anyway, I was just thinking about the story of Balor's son as told by L.A. Young. And Balor is evil, and his son is a little bit infatuated with the Tuatha De Danann. And he has, in the castle, he's discovered that there's a hole in the wall through the garden, right? And the garden is in Balor's castle, in Balor's land, which is maybe England or a big island. It's probably a nasty part of England. Well, it could be someplace else too, like Britain. Balor just is a dark magician, and he wants power, he wants control, and he wants people to like him and fear him. It's his game. And he has one big eye right here that if it's opened, whoever looks into that eye or that eye looks at dies immediately. So his son, Balor is eventually slain by Lu, the Ildana. Ildana means the master of all arts. I really like that name, the Ildana. Lu Lua Fada, Lu of the long arm, because he cast the spear which kills Balor of the evil eye, giant. Lu La Fada, the light bringer, solar deity of the Tuatha De Danann. The Ildana, he's the master of all arts. That's what's valued, right? It's valued by the ancient Irish people is poetry, craftsmanship, strength, honor, and he becomes. Anyway, we're going to go down that story. I'll tell that story later. That's a great story. What I want to talk about is Balor's son, who is in love with the Tuatha De Danann because they have apples. They have golden apples, and they have sweet fruits and vineyards. And in Balor's country, they don't have anything like that. It's industrial, it's gross, there's soot everywhere, there's demons walking around, because demons are who his dad hires to do his work. And his son finds a way out of the castle. And when he goes there, he runs into his friend, who's an ambassador from the Tuatha De Danann, and his name is the Flame of Joy. Flame of Joy hangs out with the Puka, who is the shapeshifter, and also Angus Og. Also the great dreamers, so he can interact with Persian poets or people who are far away through their dreams. And he's obtained 2 invisibility cloaks. I don't remember how I got them. When he finds Balor, Flame of Joy says, I propose some sport. And the sport is that we go to your father's boring parade, which is happening today, in honor of his military might. He's going to be showing off his dragons and his wyverns, and they're kind of like enslaved and captured beasts that you could fight with, or might do some kind of magic. And let's go there and let's ride a wyvern. W-Y-V-R-N. It's like a small dragon. And let's catch 2 of them and ride them. There's a purple one who I like, and there's a gold one that I think you would like. Golden green. And Balor's son says, this is scary, that's a crazy ass idea, but it does sound a lot more fun than any of the other things I do in my life, like just learn like the law and try to intimidate people, and and must have my counselors just dote on me and try not to piss me off. So let's see what happens. And they go and they do successfully ride on the backs of 2 wyverns before somebody realizes that something is awry. And the way that they realize that something is awry is that, of course, wyverns are wild. And you have to coax a wild being very gently to let it ride you, or to let you ride it, excuse me. But it's probably both, right? It's like it's like Avatar, right? And Jake Sully has to make the bond with those small dragons, right? Or that giant horse. I think it's the same way. You make that bond. You really plug in to life, to your body, and to another being, especially an animal, and plug in and really feel it. You got to do that to yourself first too, right? You got to be able to really feel yourself. Really plug yourself in to yourself, to the earth. That's where I go first, if I'm savvy enough to remember, to the sky and the Most High, the supreme goodness of the universe. So Balor's son hadn't learned how to do this, so he upsets the wyvern. As soon as everybody realizes that the wyvern is upset, everybody freaks out, and all the animals cause a huge commotion. All the griffins and the trolls, the giants, walking their parade, get all upset. The music, the drums, the war drums, get turned awry, and everyone starts chanting for their greatest beast, who is wild, to come and join them. And they start chanting to the Cat of Cruachan. I don't know if I'm saying Cruachan quite right. It's an ancient druid school in Ireland where there's a cave. And also, I believe, the hill of a huge warrior queen and druidess queen's hill, whose name I can't remember. Ask me and I'll find it. I'll put it in the notes. And Cat of Cruachan, come to us, protect us, succor us with your vision and sight and power and majesty. Cat of Cruachan, come to aid us in our peril here now. Yeah, they call them on the phone, right? They know the chant. And I like the word succor. It's a good word, succor. What a request. So a huge portal opens up in the sky, right? Made of night blooming stars of all sorts of colors. It's like nighttime shows up for a moment in the sky. And out of it comes a massive cat, the Cat of Cruachan. And it looks around, and since it sees everything, Flame of Joy says to Balor's son, we're cooked. We're cooked, bro. The cat will see us for sure, because it is a creature from my land, from the land of Fairy. And it will see us for sure, even with our invisibility cloak song. The cat looks around, eyes in on them, goes, picks both of them up in his mouth, jumps back through the portal. Nobody sees who it is, of course, but the cat. The cat says, "What are you doing here? Causing such a commotion with the sacred beasts?" Balor's son just stammers, I'm sorry, Lord Cat. I didn't know what we were getting into. Please forgive us." Flame of Joy says, "It's true that I put him up to it. I put this child up to this. I'm sorry, giant cat of Puashan. May there be peace between us." And the cat turns aside and says, what were you doing there? Flame of Joy says, "Well, sometimes I need a little bit of sport. I need to have a little fun." And the cat strokes his whiskers and thinks about this. Sometimes I need to have a little bit of sport too. And I need to have a little bit of fun too. So instead of slaying you and eating you, I'm going to leave you here on the mountain of Chalcedony. Next to it is the mountain of Lapis Lazuli. Next to that is the mountain of Obsidian. You may walk home. And Flame of Joy and Balor's son say, "Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much. Thank you for we won't let you down, and we won't do it again." And the cat jumps up and leaves.